The most armored tier 10 British heavy has finally received some love. Yes, you heard it right. The mighty Super Conqueror was buffed with this season, and they updated the chassis as well as turret rotation speed by 2 degrees. So chassis rotation 26 to 28 and turret rotation 32 to 34. Along with that, internal fire chance buff. So instead of having a 20% chance, now it's 10%, 50% improvement, and the reload was increased by almost 1 second, so 8.25 to 9.2. However, its alpha was buffed from 400 to 440 for standard premium and 515 to 530 for HE. So overall, a loss of DPM, but with all the changes or balance it received, I would say overall it is a buff, because the playstyle of Super Conqueror, you're mostly brawling or you're mostly trading, and in trading, what it doesn't matter the DPM, what matters is the alpha, especially when you're trading with more super heavies, which are 650 or 750 alpha. So 440 overall helps, and even overall I would say it is a buff, because you never get a chance to always keep your gun in the game. There's always a little bit of window of 2-3 seconds after you fire. So map highway, it's kind of a deja vu. I had a similar game in highway long time ago with the same spawn, and this one ended up being the same. And since it received alpha buff, I've made a mistake of thinking that I can carry some HE. Before the buff or the balance it received, I had 0 HE because I used to run out of shots, because if I snipe, right, it's a kind of little long range, I would miss more shots. And I thought with the high alpha buff, I do gain the higher damage potential, but oh, I was wrong. And it could have been a very costly mistake, as you're gonna find out towards the end of the battle. So far, almost 2 minutes up, we are down by 8% and losing by a tank. So waiting for the right opportunity, just chilling. Good thing is there's no artillery and not a good start. What do we have? Aside of MBTB, it was a heavy tank. It's not like a light running around. It's not like a tank that was not spotted. I knew he was crossing. He was spotted, and I still end up missing the shot. Terrible. Terrible. Imagine what will happen when they make the auto aim changes. My aim would get worse. Nonetheless, though, Waffle got spotted and got slapped in the face. Waffle, I hope you learned your lesson. You cannot contest the mighty Super Conk. Now, I have higher alpha as well. And that's what I was talking about, the power of alpha versus DPM. Because you get limited windows of shots, right? For the most part. So alpha always, in most scenarios, misses. Or wins, sorry. Alpha in most scenario wins. And then another track or a non-pen, and this time on T30. Not a great start. Team is losing by 11% as well as 2 tanks. I only have penned 2 shots, fired 5, so not a great start, but thankfully that Mousy was overconfident and he was donating some HP. I love those tanks that stays in the open, try to brawl, rely on their armor, give me enough time to pen them, and in return they also don't fire premium, which means they would, more often than not, they would bounce. It's not easy to pen Super Conk turret anyway unless you're firing heat though. I am worried about that T30 over there. He spots me. I get lucky though. No pen, only track. Only track, and that's what I was talking about, the most armored British heavy tank, because Chieftain he would have overmatched me, and maybe even with FE 215B I would have gotten penned. He penned our medium though. Finally, it looks like the action is happening. The battlefield is heating up. There's a 3090, there's another T30 mouse, everyone's pushing forward. And why would they not? We are losing by 25% HP and 4 tanks. Mouse is, leading the charge, getting into the battle. He's like, I have 1800 HP. What can happen? So is this light tank. Look at that confidence. Look at that sheer confidence. I'm going to prioritize light so it doesn't be annoying to our team. He ran away, but T62 did a good job wrapping it up. So, the light tanks are basically annoying. It's not like they do damage directly, but they kind of circle around and make it annoying for you to focus on other tanks, and then as a result you end up taking more damage because of them. Not necessarily directly, but sometimes indirectly or passively. So that push seemed to have failed a little bit because Mouse went down, and so did the light tank, and the T30 goes down as well, and all of a sudden we are even on tank, still losing on HP though. And what do we have? A wild Rogel Dorn in the middle of the field, and 263 is running away, the undead nightmare. I don't know if he's the nightmare, why is he running away? Maybe he faced his own nightmare. That's what it looks like. So trying to peek here, I have to be careful. As I said, this ridge is very risky because they can shoot you from range. Rogaldorn sideways. I thought it would be a guaranteed pen, but of course it is a Warhammer tank. What do you know about them? If you feel you'll 100% pen them, you will not pen them. But Rogaldorn, of course, easier to pen than another Lehman Russ. But when it's angled and a bouncing shots from him, not a problem though. So 3700 damage, waffle in the middle. There are a lot of tanks remaining, and they have a decent amount of HP. The game is close though. The game is close. I wouldn't say. I mean, we're losing slightly, but not that it's unwinnable. Especially as I said, mainly because there's no artillery. And secondly, their waffle and the other tank destroyer, the 263, is trapped. Another bounce or track, as I said, the most armored British heavy. It is slow, of course. It is kind of a super heavy, I would say, but it's not that slow. Again, the HP isn't that high either, so I would say it's something between a heavy and a super heavy. But one of the tanks that is very difficult to dig out. You can side scrape pretty well. You're hull down pretty well. You have the heat shield, and of course, what separates a normal tank from a superior tank is the APCR, the premium shell. When I say that, I bounce the side of the Rogel. Why, Rogel? Why? What are you made of? Titanium? Vibranium? Who knows, man? Who knows? Another track, but my luck ran out as Waffle penned me on the side. I didn't realize that. I should have paid attention to the score sheet that they have two, not one Waffle. And even after blocking 27, I might have blocked more because I don't know how much of the track damage has been reflected in my block. But our team that was pushing on the left side after the initial victory, they have lost. And the remaining tanks are now retreating. Meanwhile, Rogel is still in the middle. And again, the only reason he is there because there is no artillery. But what he doesn't know is the Super Conk. It is no longer the old Super Conk. It's the one with the high rotation speed. Bam! Waffle gets spotted. I did pen him earlier. He tried to pen me, but no, sir, Waffle. You cannot. Two blocked. Took shots to the face. Then did not even flinch. Can he get back in cover? Can he? He thought maybe he could because I have a longer reload now, but not that long, Sir Waffle, not that long. And he goes down as well, bringing a total to 6,000 damage and 2 kills. And looking at the title, you wonder, it is going to get excited because I killed the last 7 tanks, essentially. That's something. It's not that when you have like 6 more teammates alive, it's not that easy to hit those or kill all the remaining targets, but that's what's going to happen. That's how we end up with the Radleys though, and Rogel here a little bit too confident upon that shot. Sometimes I also feel my APCR has become a little bit slower. Do you feel that as well? Lately, like last 2-3 weeks, I feel my shell velocity isn't that what it used to be. Nonetheless, though, our 249, he pushed forward. Their 249 took out our E5, and the Chisel is pushing up, switching between HE or Hash or an APCR because I'm out of shells, and I realized that I'm like, oh no, man, oh no. Will I be able to kill all these tanks? There was a potential. I should not have carried that many HE or Hesh shells, especially because one of them is a light tank or a fast tank. But it wasn't the worst thing, mainly because 2 of the other tanks, one of them is the Waffles, definitely HE penable, and then the other one is the Grill. The Grill is running away. I am healthy. I want to get rid of this light tank, but at the same time I'm a little bit worried about Grill, and I bounced. You know, when I don't even have shells to begin with, and I bounced. It's one thing if I missed, but I didn't. I took my time. Now I'm hesitant. Should I hit? Because I'm gonna run out of shells. Should I hit him? Should I hit him? Will I even able to hit him this time? Let alone what if I bounce? But you know, I'm like, okay, I'll try one more time. Bang! Aim of the sniper, or you can call me the professional marksman. Another kill in the bag, bringing my total to 5 kills and 8,000 damage. Grill 500 HP. I forgot how much the medium was. I overpeaked here because I can trade, and also at the same time I thought maybe I can get a 10k, but because I didn't know what the HP of the medium is. He's at the back. I won't be able to spot him because of the bushes, and then of course because I don't have optics. 4 shells remaining. The Waffle is 2, but luckily it is Waffle. It is a 2 shell for me. It doesn't matter if I shoot HE or not, but I'm going to keep the HE or Hash and keep my PCR for the last medium tank. Slowly clothing. My team is supporting me. They are scared, but the mighty Super Conqueror is not. Got spotted with my pants down, crossing in the open, which would mean I might get tracked and lose all my HP, and that was a heat shot. He penned me. Now I'm at total 776, and I'm worried there's another opening. What if I get penned again? What if I get tracked this time? Well, I do have the repair kit, but I don't want to get penned. Luckily he was shooting heat. He didn't, and there's the Waffle. That's why I had my HE loaded. and he had gave up. Well, I mean, even if he hadn't, I would have killed him anyway. So sometimes, you know, that is the right play to do, especially if you see me coming to Super Conk. You should. 7 kills, 1 more kill remaining. I do have one. I was thinking, should I fire the first shot and then risk the second shot and get fade-ins? But I'm like, oh, I'll just try. I might not hit him, but I did with the half. 1 shell remaining, missed out on the fade-ins medal, but a beautiful game. 95-57, 5,000 plus blocked. And of course, 8 kills. Radley is a very rare medal as well. So beautiful. Beautiful game. So do let me know in comments, what do you think about this tank? Do you like the buff it received? Or is there another British you prefer more than Super Conqueror? Maybe it's the new FP225. Or maybe it's the Nemesis MBT. But regardless, do let me know in comments. And also, if you haven't checked out our community regiment or Discord, the link in the description. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.